Hello everyone, welcome to day 209 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. We get e4, so I'll play the usual. They lock their bishop in, and I'm not sure if I actually want to take. But them blocking their bishop in just lets me play a6, so... And they only have 3 squares to go. If they don't want to take. They do take. They can attack the center. I could just play knight to c6. Could also play knight f6. And just control more squares. I like knight c6 and e5. But I think I'll just play knight to f6. They develop. I could play e6 and just start bringing my bishop in. Like knight to c6. I could bring my rook to the c file and try and line up on this square, which could be quite good. So I'll actually go for that. I'll go for knight c6, rook c8, and knight b4 attacking the pawn. If they push, I'd just leave. They choose to castle very early. Can't really jump in yet. I should just play e6 and stay solid for now. I can play bishop d6. They jump in to temper my queen, and that's a good move. If I take, they take, but then I just play knight to e4 probably. Yeah, I should probably jump forwards. I don't really have an option. If they attack me again, I'll just go knight c5. Here I can also play bishop c4 to pin the pawn. Or bishop c5 is a nice square for the piece. They bring their bishop. I could just play bishop c4 now and threaten to take. Bishop c4. They don't have any in-between moves. They take, I just take, and then I'm attacking this. So that has to be quite strong. They take, I take, I'm attacking this. I'm attacking a5. Or a4, sorry. They jump over to defend it, but I think if I push, I'm doing quite well. If I push, they can't really go anywhere. If I push, they can go back to attack the pawn. But then I just take here. Well, if they go back, can I take here? Because if they take with the queen, I think I can. I could play rook d8 just to be safe. They choose to counterattack me. If I take here, they take. So if I take, they take. If I take, my queen also hangs. Take, take, take. If they take, I take with my knight, so that'll be a blunder from them. So I could take this rook, this queen now. I think instead I'll double up on the piece. Probably play queen d2 and take c2. We're already in an endgame. They can't really move either of their rooks. Because if they do, well, they can move the f1 rook, but if they move the a1 rook of the first rank, I'd be able to take. I think queen d2 is actually a move that's strong for me because they have to try and defend this pawn with a move like rook c1. If I play queen d2, if they take, that's good for me. I get a very strong piece. They bring their queen over to attack the pawn and also have eyes on this. So if I come in here to d2, they will be able to play rook d1, because then if I take, they can just recapture. I think I should probably, giving up this isn't very good for me. If they take, I'm in trouble now because I'd love to attack these, but my pawn's hanging and I can't really let them take it. But if I play queen to d2, they just slide the rook over. But queen d2, if they take, I take. And that looks quite balanced. And queen d2, If they bring their rook over and I take, they can take here. And that's not so good for me. I should probably castle and just allow them to take. I can't really do much else. I don't want to trade because their queen is more active than mine. And they're up a tempo now. They could just take on c3. They actually slide their rook over. So if I take, they can take. And they just win material. I could go for the trade. And if they take, I just take. Here, if they take, I can take with check first and then recapture. But then they come in. I really don't like that, but I don't see what else I have. So if they take, I can take. If they take, I have to take. If they take, I can take with check. And then recapture. They come in and they're very active. They can actually just go ahead and take on c3. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. These pawns are doubled, so it might not be that good for them, but it's always something. And I'd love to weaken their structure. Having two sets of doubled pawns is very bad for them. Could go ahead and take. Although I can actually take on a4 now. Because if they take the queen, they get back rank mated. If I take here though, they take my rook. So I take, they take. Takes, rook takes. I win a pawn. What takes? Yeah, that doesn't work for me. They have to take, and then I can take. Yeah, I don't see why I don't take. I like queen g4 attacking the rook. I guess they're trying to go for a checkmate. Rook e8, my rook's defended. I don't want them to come in though. I can just go ahead and play h6. If they come in to trade, I'll be quicker to defend, so h6 must be good. If they move their queen, they lose c2. They fight for space, but that just loses the pawn to check. So I don't see the idea at all. King over. I don't have this check. I could try for queen trade, which could be quite good for me. I can also go ahead and attack this weakness, but then they can come and attack my rook on d7. But I'll play the move either way. I also just have an outside pass pawn now, which I should probably start pushing. If they slide up, I'm happy to trade. And they also can't slide up, because that would still just lose the pawn. They could just slide over, but then that would lose the rook, so you can't actually hold on to this. If they come in to attack the rook, I just take. They play c4, which I don't understand that much. I don't see the idea. I'll always be able to take that. I can also just take on c5 now. And then I'm threatening to trade queens and promote. Yeah, so I take on c5 here. If they give a check, I just run. Also, queen f4 is just to fork all the pawns. I think the simplest thing to do here would actually just be to push my a pawn. They slide back, but this forces a queen trade, so it has to be good for me. If they come into my 7th rank, I'll just stop pushing. They give a check, I don't think that's the best move. If they get behind my b pawn, I'll just defend it. They can win my f pawn, but I can also just throw the pawn forward. They take on f7, I don't mind, because I'll be the one pushing. They get behind the b pawn, but I can actually stop pushing the b pawn. Could even give a check and get in front of it, but I'll just stop pushing it. If they attack my A pawn, I just slide down and actually attack their E pawn. That move doesn't do much. I don't know what they're trying to do here. They can get behind, but I just push. And I can actually just give a check and promote. They go ahead and push, but I can actually just get behind the pawn. I can also let them promote because I am the one who gives checks. So if they promote, I just have a check forcing a queen trade. And that should be it. This just forces their king back. If I promote, they still have this square, so I'll be safe. And they can only go up, and I'll give the checkmate. Very good game for me. Let's look at this game. They played with an 83.2. I played with a 91.8. I had 31 best moves. Only one mistake. I played like a 1900, they played like a 1700. I played very well. All these moves were fair. All these moves were actually good. My only mistake this entire game was queen c6, which I guess lets them take with check, or take with tempo, and then weakening my structure, and I guess that'd be better. But they make a mistake. They should have just taken my queen. They'd be up material. Here I get to take with check, winning a pawn. Material is completely equal here. That's a blunder which just gives away a pawn with a check. It gives me material and tempo. I don't get that move. They made a big mistake there. c4 doesn't make any sense. They had to try and attack my own pawns. I can force a queen trade in an endgame where I'm completely winning. And all these moves were the best moves. I could have just pushed. I actually had check first. Checkmate in 7 moves that I could have found, but I actually allowed them to promote because I just force a queen trade and I get the checkmate. I played a fantastic game, very high accuracy. Very happy with this game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.